In a quiet neighborhood just outside Portland, Oregon, an old brick building hums with life. Inside, children laugh, parents exhale in relief, and volunteers pass warm meals across long tables. But this place, the Maple House Shelter, wasn't always filled with warmth. It was built from pain, from memory, from the bond between two lifelong friends who refused to forget where they came from. James Everett and Marcus Hall met when they were 7. Their friendship began on a cracked basketball court behind a low-income housing complex in Eugene. Both came from homes stretched too thin, single mothers juggling multiple jobs, late rent notices, empty pantries. But they had each other. After school, they'd shoot hoops, do homework, or share whatever dinner they had. That childhood friendship became a lifeline, a reminder that they weren't facing the world alone. By high school, life had carved some harsh lines into both of them. James couch-surfed through most of junior year when his mom got evicted. Marcus picked up 2 jobs at 16 to help cover bills when his mother got sick. They didn't talk about it much, but they knew. They knew what it meant to lie awake wondering if tomorrow meant the street. And they promised, quietly but firmly, that if they ever got out, they'd do something for the kids like them. 15 years later, James had become a licensed social worker. Marcus was working as a contractor. Neither of them were rich, but they were steady. And one rainy January afternoon over coffee, James told Marcus about a family he'd had to turn away the night before, a mother and 2 children. No beds available anywhere, no safe place to go. Marcus didn't say anything right away. He just stared at his coffee. Then he said, "What if we stop waiting for someone else to fix it?" That was all it took. They didn't have funding, they didn't have big donors, just a dream, and the kind of grit you build when you've lived through it. They found a rundown building on the edge of town. The roof leaked, the basement flooded. But Marcus saw what it could become, and James saw who it could serve. They rolled up their sleeves and got to work. For months they gave it everything they had. Marcus rebuilt the place from the ground up. James buried himself in paperwork, permits, licensing, inspections. They slept on cots in the back room, surrounded by sawdust and blueprints. They were exhausted, broke, but determined. They launched a fundraiser. It didn't go viral, there were no headlines. But people showed up, locals who knew what it meant to struggle. Mums, teachers, shop owners, barbers, people who gave what they could, even if it was only $5. And slowly it came together. By the end of that year, the Maple House Shelter opened its doors. It had 10 rooms, a shared kitchen, and a small playroom filled with donated toys. The first family to walk through the door was a young woman with 2 daughters escaping an abusive home. She cried when she saw a clean bed. So did James, so did Marcus. From day one, the Maple House was more than just a shelter. It became a place where people could rebuild. James offered counseling and case management. Marcus taught basic trade skills, how to use tools, fix things, make something with your hands. They didn't just offer safety, they offered dignity, purpose. As the years passed, they expanded, adding 2 more buildings and a job placement program. Every Thanksgiving, they hosted a free meal for anyone who needed one, no questions asked. And every year, James and Marcus stood by the front doors watching, remembering what it felt like to be hungry during the holidays. Today, James is 42. Marcus is 43. Neither of them likes being in the spotlight. They turn down most interviews, but when someone asks what kept them going all these years, James always says the same thing. "We didn't build this to be heroes. We built it because we once needed it, and someone like us didn't exist yet." And Marcus just nods. He's never been one for words, but when he sees a kid sleeping safely under a roof they helped raise, he knows. They kept their promise. Because sometimes friendship doesn't just save lives, sometimes it builds a shelter and invites the world in.